Hello, we are the channel, Vamos para Portugal. We have prepared a series of step-by-step videos on how a Brazilian retiree can immigrate legally, and without hassle, to Portugal. Portugal is currently the country most chosen by Brazilians who decide to live in Europe, whether for the quality of life, ease with the language or proximity to other countries in the European Union. In previous videos we presented a methodology for defining the best regions and cities in Portugal for housing for a couple over 50 or retired who are looking for tranquility, security, and a European life experience. We also prepared a benchmark comparison of the cost of living for this couple to live in Portugal in the cities identified in the previous video about where to live in Portugal. After a lot of planning, research and expectations, we arrived in Portugal for a 2-month period of prospecting and on-site evaluation of the regions and cities discussed in the previous videos. Our focus in these 2 months will be to experience the day-to-day life of living in a Portuguese city, but also taking the opportunity to have an occasional tourist experience. We arrived at Lisbon Airport and our reception and clearance at immigration was incredibly quick. As we are elderly, we were directed to an exclusive service booth for priorities where we handed over our passports. We were then asked about the reason and length of our stay, asked to present proof of our return ticket and whether we had accommodation. We just informed them that we would be staying for 58 days, showed the printed proof of airline tickets and mentioned that we had Airbnb reservations and had already been released. We proceeded to the exit indicated for passengers with nothing to declare in their luggage and were soon in the airport lounge. As we already had prior information about transport in Lisbon, we went directly to the Lisbon Metro service totem and purchased the Navigance card for €50 along with the ticket to Orient Station for €1.65. Orient Station is in front of shopping Vasco da Gama where we had lunch and waited for the train to Porto to leave. The train ticket was purchased online while still in Brazil, and we chose to travel with the train called Alfa Pendular, which makes only 2 stops, Coimbra and Aveiro, and runs comfortably at speeds of up to 225 km per hour. We arrived at Campanha station and took an Uber to the apartment rented for 28 days as we intended to do extensive research in this region and evaluate what it is like to live in Portugal on a daily basis. In this, our first week in the city of Porto, we intend to tourist without commitment and take the opportunity to immerse ourselves in the rich culture, history and beauty of this charming city. The historic center is the heart of Porto and reveals the essence of the city, with its cobblestone alleys and historic buildings. We began our exploration in Praça da Liberdade, admiring the statue of Dom Pedro IV. Next, we walked along the iconic Rua Santa Catarina, full of shops, cafes, a complete shopping mall and lots of movement in the form of a promenade closed to cars. There we have Café Majestic, an authentic historic café that exudes elegance and charm with an atmosphere that transports us to the past. The picturesque atmosphere of Cais de Ribeira on the banks of the Douro River is one of the highlights of the tour with many craft stalls and countless restaurants and cafes. Strolling through its narrow streets, watching the boats sailing along the river and appreciating the beauty of the colorful facades of the houses provide magical moments, all of this animated by the calls of the seagulls, always attentive and observant. The view from the Dom Luís I Bridge is spectacular and crossing the river to Vila Nova de Gaia allows you to capture the best images of Porto's typical landscape that are breathtaking, with the colorful houses stretching across the hills and the glow of the river at sunset. Of the sun. Due to the difference in level between the 2 levels of the Dom Luís Bridge, we recommend using the funicular on the Porto side or the Gaia cable car on the Gaia side. This way you avoid the endless stairs between the upper and lower parts of the 2 banks. A highlight on the bank on the Gaia side are the Rebelos boats. In the past, these vessels brought wine from the Douro region and have a design with a flat bottom of overlapping boards to withstand the fast currents of the Douro River. Nowadays the traditional Rebelos continue to beautify the Douro River but only as advertising supports for the various sellers in Vila Nova de Gaia, especially Sandman and Porto Cruz. Porto's architectural treasures are true works of art. Porto Cathedral, with its grandeur and Romanesque Gothic style, offers stunning views of the city. We also visited the Igreja do Carmo and the Igreja das Carmelitas, which are connected by a narrow, decorated facade known as Casa Escondida, a house with the smallest facade in Porto that is practically a hidden treasure. This architectural peculiarity is fascinating and will always make for great photos. The Clarigos Tower, with its Baroque architecture, offers incredible panoramic views of the city to anyone willing to climb its 240 steps. The Clarigos Church was completely restored inside, including a museum of sacred art. Very close to the tower is the famous Lello bookstore. Opened in 1906, it is one of the most beautiful in the world and is said to have inspired J.K. Rowling to write Harry Potter. You must schedule the visit online at a cost of €5, which will be deducted if you make a purchase on site. To get around the city, we purchased a monthly Andante senior ticket, which allows you to use the trains and metro in the Porto region. This ticket is loaded onto a PVC card costing €6 and must be done at Trindade station, as it requires a photo that will be taken on your cell phone and used to create an exclusive card valid for 5 years. The normal monthly ticket costs €40 and for seniors it costs €30. We took the opportunity to visit Norte Shopping and shop at Primark, a large store selling modern clothing and accessories at affordable prices. In Vila Nova de Gaia we visited the El Corte Inglés store, which offers a more luxurious experience, with a selection of renowned brands spread over 6 floors. For a quick and practical exploration of Porto, we recommend using one of the 3 tourist bus services, yellow, red and blue. Each offers slightly different routes around the city, providing an overview of the main tourist attractions with informative guides and recorded commentary in several languages. In our experience we noticed that the line with the red buses was the one with the most vehicles available with the least waiting time at the bus stops. Our first week in Porto was a journey full of discoveries and enchantments. The charm of the historic center, the beauty of Ribeira, the imposing churches and towers, the shopping experiences and the tourist bus tours have already made this trip unforgettable. Porto is a city that captivates its visitors with its history, culture and hospitality. We will continue here on our 2-month trip to learn, research and evaluate living conditions in the cities of the Porto, Lisbon and Algarve region. This information will guide our decision to choose the most suitable place for our immigration to Portugal soon. Thank you for following us. We hope that our content will contribute to your analysis and choice of which Portuguese region and city best meets your housing needs or expectations. Please leave your comments and suggestions on topics that have not yet been covered or that deserve further study. We are sure that your suggestions will contribute to our research that will help many on their journey to Portugal. Subscribe to the channel and leave your like. This will help a lot with our visibility and reach more people interested in this topic. So what? Are we going to Portugal? We already went in 2023 and we will definitely return in 2024.